Mr. Anupam, thank you so much for joining us.
Welcome.
Define disruption. What does it mean to you?
Disruption is actually a very often used word, but I think it's not understood as well as it should be. Disruption really is more about a significant business model leapfrogging type of a situation where at an industry level or a sector level, a company does something that truly is very, very hyper transformational. So a good example is, of course, Uber. Everybody talks about Uber or Airbnb. Leverage some of the existing pillars of that industry, but you use technology, you use a business model innovation to really create something that develops an entirely new value chain.
So does technology drive digital, or does digital drive technology then?
Well, I think it's kind of hand in hand. Of course, you need a strong technology underpinning, but this whole digital revolution is not really about technology. It's about the consumer behavior changing. It's really about the consumers wanting to interact with whatever, whether it's entertainment, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's their relationships, through different means, right? In many ways, it's the millennial generation that's pushed this. Technology has been there. Internet has been there now for 25 years, right? So it's really the digital consumer that's driving this rather than technology driving it.
In that context, then, technology has, by and large, been used to solve known problems.
Right.
How does one get technology to solve unknown problems or cater to unmet or unknown needs?
Yeah. Well, one of the other common terms being used today is about automation or robotic process automation, and you have all these bots hanging out there in cybersphere doing all kinds of things that human beings were doing. And so far it's been mostly process-oriented tasks that have been replicated, but eventually with AI and cognitive and machine learning, you will also have these robots making decisions for you. So I think that day is not too far when you will have intelligent AI robots that are out there and they understand the organization, they're listening, they're reacting, and as you said, they're even aware of forthcoming challenges or threats, and they're able to react proactively. So to me, again, that's the future I see, and it might be here before we know it.
What are the challenges that disruption poses from a leadership point of view?
So leadership is even more critical now, but the form of leadership in a digital enterprise today is shifting, where it's traditionally been top-down. I think the leadership style now is percolated downwards, and you want to have a little bit more of a federated model where decisions and even strategic decisions can be taken at different layers because they might be more close to either the supplier or the channels or the customers or their operating environment. So leadership plays a very, very key role for any kind of a disruptive model. Of course, there has to be buy-in at the topmost level, but at the same time, if you don't have this sort of a more perforated leadership style, it won't go through the whole organization.
Give us one specific example of one leadership challenge that you might have faced at your company, perhaps.
Well, we face several challenges on a day-to-day basis, of course, but we're in the consulting business. We advise Fortune 1000 companies on their IT and digital transformation strategy. And for us, we have to constantly strive to, in many ways, cannibalize our own business because the traditional way of consulting even is going away. So we have to make sure that we while we're looking at the rearview mirror and learning lessons, we have to also look forward and plan for the next phase and be ahead of that next phase. So that requires a lot of leadership. And again, in our organization, we have created a very flat structure, so we let ideas come even from many of our consultants, and we're able to adopt it very, very quickly because many times they're at the front line seeing things that we may not see, right? So,
what is the one big disruption that you see in 2016?
Well, I don't know if it'll happen in 2016 or not, but again, there is so much convergence happening in every field today, and especially with now robotic process automation being quite pervasive. I would say we're going to start seeing these what I call robotic shoppers shopping in virtual malls. So these are not physical robots. These are bots in the cybersphere that are shopping in digital malls based on your preference. So today you have to go to a website and you have to go and click and buy and peruse different things. But based on your previous patterns, Amazon and others already know what you like and what you don't like, right? So that day is not far, and it might happen this year. So I think that's going to happen this year.
All right, Mr. Anupam. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.